Hello everyone, wishing you all a new day full of joy and energy. There are moments in life that become unforgettable milestones, and today is one of those moments. Alex's house for Tuna and Henry has officially started construction, starting from the first foundation. Each hoe stroke touching the ground not only opens a project, but also opens the dream of a home, a place with laughter, family meals, and memories marked over the years. The bustling scene of work, the sound of machines mixed with everyone's eager eyes, all like a song that starts a journey full of love. And the question is, what miracles will this house bring to Tuna and Henry in the future? Click the subscribe button now and watch the entire video today to witness this memorable journey together. Early in the morning, when the sunlight had not yet dried the dewdrops on the banana leaves in the garden, Alex's phone suddenly rang. On the other end of the line was the familiar voice of the owner of the largest garden in the district, seemingly still excited after a sleepless night with the gardeners. "Come right away. The grapefruit batch has just been harvested. I want you to check the quality." Alex paused, smiling slightly. Just a short sentence, but enough to make his heart rise with excitement. Grapefruit, the fruit that he had been attached to since childhood, not because it has a striking color like ripe yellow mango, nor is it as sweet as lychee, but because the flavor of grapefruit always carries purity, both gentle and persistent. Stepping into the garden, Alex's eyes were filled with a vibrant scene. Each grapefruit tree was covered with green leaves. The fruit was heavy, shiny in the early morning sun. The baskets of grapefruit were neatly arranged, each fruit plump and round, with smooth skin, and a refreshing scent spreading through the air. Alex bent down to pick up a grapefruit. The slightly rough skin was cool in the palm of his hand, and the weight was heavy. He gently pressed the grapefruit against his cheek, the familiar feeling suddenly reminding him of the mid-autumn festival, when the moonlight was bright and the children in the neighborhood chattered and shared each sweet grapefruit segment. The garden owner approached, her eyes filled with hope. "After months of hard work, now I just hope they meet the standards. Please help me check." Alex nodded, but suddenly a different feeling arose in his heart. He thought, this was not just a matter of quality control. Each of these grapefruits contained the efforts of countless people, rough hands from the sun and wind, days spent in the rain tending the plants. If he gave a good review today, not only would this batch of goods be raised to a higher level, but it would also bring confidence to the entire brand of grapefruit from his hometown. He thought to himself, this cannot be taken lightly. My responsibility here is not only to the garden owner, but also to the entire farming community that has placed its trust in me. However, amidst the fragrant grapefruit scent of the early morning, Alex still did not forget that today was the most important day of his life. A day that marked a turning point. The day he and Tuna began their journey to build a new home. He quickly drove to pick Tuna up when she stepped out. In a simple shirt but her eyes sparkling with happiness, Alex suddenly felt his heart flutter. They looked at each other, without many words. Just a smile was enough for both of them to understand. This would be a day they would remember forever. The road leading to that land was familiar, yet strange. Many times passing by, Alex only saw a quiet, empty space. But today, the road seemed brighter. The grass and trees seemed to be singing happily, and that land suddenly had a completely different meaning. It was no longer just land, sand, gravel, and rocks, but a place where, from here, a house would rise. Along with it, many memories were pieced together. Standing in front of the land, Alex and Tuna silently watched the scene unfold. The giant excavator slowly scooped up large buckets of dirt. The rumbling sound of the engine echoed, mixed with the sound of steel colliding, like a powerful harmony. Alex followed each scoop, an indescribable emotion welling up in his heart. Each bucket of dirt lifted up is the first brick of a dream, he thought to himself. Tuna gently took his hand, a small but trusting hand, Her eyes shone with faith and happiness. This house would be the place where they would welcome warm mornings together, overcome stormy days together, where the laughter of future children would ring out loudly. Alex took a deep breath to clearly feel the smell of new soil, the smell of steel, the smell of morning sunlight, all blending into the flavor of the beginning. He knew this was not just a construction project. This was a testament to love, to effort, to the days the two of them had spent together nurturing their dream. Then his eyes stopped at the ground that was being dug deep. He imagined the sturdy walls that would rise, the windows that welcomed the sunlight, a warm kitchen with the smell of dinner, and a small yard where Tuna could plant a few flower bushes and a few pots of green vegetables. In that moment, Alex realized this house would not only be a shelter, but would be a space for them to sow the seeds of happiness, nurture love, and build the future. And in that moment, Alex promised himself this house would not only be a place to shelter from the rain and sun, but would be a place to keep happiness, a place where the heart could return after the storms of life. The days of groundbreaking passed, and the shape of a house gradually appeared on the empty land. The sound of machines, hammers, and people calling each other became familiar sounds, like a steady beat of new life. But for Alex, what was important was not only the walls being built, but the silent emotions flowing in his heart, the love for Tuna and Henry, the two people who made his life meaningful. Alex still clearly remembered Tuna's eyes on the morning of groundbreaking. Her eyes were clear, sparkling in the morning sun, both eager and full of trust. With just a gentle squeeze of her hand, he understood. She gave him absolute trust, believing that he would build a solid home, where she could entrust her whole life. For Alex, there were no greater words than that. He did not need noisy vows, because that quiet handshake was enough to be a lifelong promise. At night, after busy hours at the construction site, when Tuna had fallen asleep, Alex would quietly look up at the ceiling and think about the future. He imagined Tuna standing by the window, where the morning sunlight crept in, smiling and calling him and Henry to the breakfast table. He saw the afternoons, the smell of rice and soup spreading in the kitchen, Henry's cheerful laughter echoing in the yard. Those images were not distant dreams, but the motivation that urged him every day. And Henry, the boy with bright eyes and a carefree smile, had long occupied a corner of Alex's heart. Although they were not blood relatives, Alex's feelings for Henry were no different from those of a father and son. He always remembered the time Henry innocently asked, "Uncle Alex, in the new house, do I have my own room?" Just one innocent question made Alex's heart ache. He nodded slightly, trying to smile, but inside he was making a promise, not just a room, Henry, but a peaceful childhood, full of memories, I will give you. Every time he went to the construction site, looking at each brick and tile being placed, Alex no longer saw it as cement or steel. He saw it as every beat of his heart, every drop of sweat exchanged for happiness for Tuna and Henry. He realized that the real foundation of the house did not lie under that layer of soil, but in the love and responsibility he had for this family. With Tuna, he wanted her to have a peaceful place, where every tired afternoon when she returned home, she would see her husband waiting at the door. With Henry, he wanted the boy to have a place to grow up, to mark his childhood with hearty laughter. And for himself, Alex wanted to affirm that his life was only truly complete when he could protect, love, and shelter both of them. The house is being built every day, but in Alex's heart, that home has been formed for a long time. It grew from Tuna's eyes, from Henry's laughter, from the worries and happiness he experienced